My dear subjects, I hope you enjoyed the story of how King Turin broke the curse that lay upon me and warmed my heart with the incredible magical instrument that he brought from his own kingdom. Of course, when he showed me his violin, I had to learn from him how to play it myself. And now learning the violin is available to all in my kingdom. Now I'd like to share with you a few practice tips on how to play the song that King Turin played for me that broke the curse, and this song was called Long, Long Ago. If you look, my dear subjects, at the beginning of the piece, we are in the key of A major. It has 3 sharps, and King Turin taught me that the best way to start a piece is to practice the scale first, to warm up with the key. So we warm up with an A major scale. It begins on A and climbs to the next A, and it goes like this. And of course, if you climb up the palace tower, you must climb down. Now there's a rhythm that shows up in this piece quite often. Quarter, eighth, eighth, quarter, eighth, eighth. And that's a great rhythm to do the scale. If you tried this rhythm, don't forget to come back down the stairs. Now, the second tip I'd like to share with you is for keeping a steady rhythm through the piece. We have quarter notes, eighth notes, and half notes. So I'd like you to discover the eighth notes that hide behind everything. This is called subdividing in a piece. If you feel eighth notes consistently throughout all the music, even when the notes are not eighth notes. For example, here's the beginning of the song. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn all of the notes into eighth notes, which means I will turn a quarter note into doubles and a half note into 4 pulses. So this is the way I practice with all eighth notes. And the way you would count it is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... I'll show you how it goes one more time. I turn everything into eighth notes. And after I've done that with a small section, I go back to the real rhythm, but I feel those eighth notes behind all the notes. This is called subdividing in your mind. It's especially useful for those long half notes. I can continue and I'm feeling all of the eighth notes in the background. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... I hope that subdividing will help you have a steady sense of rhythm. Now, my third tip lies in the third line. I found when King Turin was teaching me this line that it was very tricky to do a fingering that happens in the first measure of the third line. It goes like this. Jumping from a first finger across the string to another first finger and then back to a third. It's a very tricky pattern, and I recommend, like King Turin told me, I recommend to you, my dear subjects, to practice just this measure or 2 by themselves. He described to me, as we were playfully jumping across a small stream in the back gardens, that this passage is just like jumping across the rocks in a stream. You have to sort of look ahead and be ready and know where you're jumping to. So he said, watch for that first finger and jump across the stream to the next string. Ready, jump! And the first finger is almost like your right foot, and the third finger is almost like your left foot. So you're switching fingers as well when you jump to the next stone. So it goes like this. Watch again. Jump! Jump! Just imagine that you're skipping stones in a river, or that you're jumping on the little stones in a stream. The fourth tip I have for you is very curious. Now, King Turin showed me this interesting little device from the Jasper Kingdom, which they call a metronome. And a metronome is a very interesting magical little tool that gives you a steady beat. Now, the tempo, the speed of this piece is moderato. I was told apparently that a very famous composer named Beethoven was one of the first to use the metronome in his music. So we set the beat. I like to do it a little slower at 108, and it gives you a steady pulse. It's magical. So you can practice playing with a metronome to keep a very even beat at a moderato speed. For example, like this. I very much like to play it at that speed. The final tip I have for you has to do with the waves, or the breezes, or the winds in this piece. Now, King Turin described to me that these little symbols in the music, they are just like standing on a balcony in your castle and feeling the breezes blowing past your cheek. The breeze blows one way, the breeze blows another way. And on this magical instrument, the way we mimic the breeze is that we get louder and quieter, like the wind blowing. So in the beginning, we get louder through the first two measures. Getting quieter. It's just as if a breeze has floated past you and is floating away. Now, the best way to make these breezes flow and to make the music grow louder and softer is with two things. Either you can move your bow quicker and faster and use more bow to make more sound, or you can drop your arm on the string and use some extra weight. So I like to combine both. I make my arm heavier and I make my bow sweep a little bit faster to get a louder sound, like this. You see how much bow I'm using, and I'm actually using the weight of my arm. Going lighter. Going lighter. The breeze is blowing. Lighter and less. Then the third line. Oh, I love the third line. It starts very loud, so I use lots of powerful bow. Then it's almost like an echo. And finally, the one last time we get to hear this beautiful theme. And the breeze is gone, and the memory of that enchanting afternoon when King Turin came and played me this music floats away like a memory. If you liked this mini class, and if you liked the whole little production and the story of Princess Kalia and Prince Turin, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What would you guys like to see next? And before you go, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!